Joe Tate is set to be exposed on Emmerdale next week as major developments unfold for the Dingle and Sugden families. Earlier this week, Moira Dingle made the difficult decision to sell Butler's farm to the Tates, after Joe secretly manipulated events behind the scenes to ensure the deal went through. Cain Dingle strongly opposed the move, but Moira believed selling the land was the best way to secure her family's future. While she remains behind bars for a double murder she insists she did not commit. Following the sale, Joe appointed Robert Sugden as the new tenant farmer, allowing the Sugden family to reclaim control of the historic land. However, it quickly becomes clear that Joe's schemes are far from over. As Robert and his fiancée Aaron Dingle settle into life at the farm and the Dingle clan begins searching for a new place of their own, Joe unexpectedly turns his attention to Lydia Dingle. Meanwhile, Cain, who had been hesitant at first, returns to the Dingle home after years away from the family base. Suspicion begins to grow when Joe suddenly arrives to apologize to Lydia for recent events. He even offers her a pay rise, a gesture that leaves several members of the family uneasy. Tate also becomes wary, sensing that Joe may have another hidden agenda. At the same time, Cain decides to move forward with plans to create a brand new farm for the Dingle family. His relatives quickly rally behind him, determined to help bring the idea to life. Elsewhere, Robert is deeply moved when he discovers that Aaron has repaired the original Emmerdale farm sign, symbolizing the start of a fresh chapter for the couple, and a nod to the show's long history. Nicknamed the Sugden Reboot, the pair begin mapping out their future together on the land. Yet while both families focus on their new beginnings, Joe continues to operate in the background. His strange behaviour around Lydia suggests that he is quietly putting another plan into motion. Graham soon confronts Joe directly, revealing that he already knows about the secret scheme Joe has been plotting. The question now is what Joe is truly planning and who will ultimately suffer the consequences. Will his scheme succeed, or will Graham manage to stop him before it is too late? Viewers will have to watch next week's episodes to discover how far the villain is willing to go to achieve his goals. One thing is certain, with two farms, the Dingles, the Sugdens, and the Tates all at the heart of the drama, the storyline is set to bring a wave of nostalgia for longtime fans of the ITV soap. Emmerdale's Jacob Gallagher is left heartbroken next week after receiving a crushing judgment from Dr. Todd. In upcoming episodes, emotional scenes unfold as Jacob begins to question his future in medicine. Overwhelmed by the extreme demands of Dr. Todd's mentorship program, he starts wondering if he is truly capable of continuing along the difficult path. Even though the pressure weighs heavily on him, his passion for helping patients motivates him to push forward. However, after putting in all his effort, he is stunned when the senior consultant delivers her harsh assessment of his performance. The evaluation from Dr. Todd proves to be incredibly ruthless, especially after several uncomfortable confrontations between the two at the hospital in recent weeks. Such severe criticism leaves Jacob questioning whether he will ever regain the confidence needed to finish his medical training. Earlier this month, Dr. Todd unexpectedly invited Jacob to join her special program shortly after overhearing him speaking negatively about her at the village pub. The intimidating doctor publicly acted forgiving in front of Jacob's loved ones, claiming she simply wanted to support his development. She then selected him as her newest trainee, but it soon raises doubts about whether she had another motive for bringing him under her wing. Producers of the soap have recently confirmed that Jacob's storyline will explore the issue of workplace bullying through his complicated relationship with Dr. Todd. According to a statement from the show, the plot will focus on Jacob's struggle to balance his demanding job with his personal life, while dealing with the constant pressure created by his strict and controlling supervisor. The situation becomes even more intense when Dr. Todd begins spending time in the village, causing Jacob's professional and personal worlds to collide. Actor Caroline Harker, who has recently returned to the series to portray Dr. Todd again, shared her excitement about appearing in the program for a longer period. She explained that the character has many layers and can be quite difficult for Jacob to deal with. She also noted that workplace bullying is a widespread issue, and bringing such a storyline into a long-running television drama could spark important conversations among viewers. Emmerdale reveals several dramatic developments tonight as Moira reaches a life-changing decision about the future of the farm. In the latest episode, Moira calls for Kim to come and visit her in prison, leading to a surprising and emotional conversation. With the fate of the land hanging in the balance, she finally reveals the choice she has made. Meanwhile, members of the Dingle family come together to support Cain as he continues revealing the difficult truth about his health. Here are 5 major moments from Tuesday's episode. 1. Joe's scheme begins to unravel. Joe feels confident as he informs Kim and Graham that Cain appears completely beaten. After threatening to accuse Cain of stealing if Moira refuses to sell the farm, Joe believes the transfer of Butler's farm is practically guaranteed. However, Kim is unimpressed by his behaviour and reminds him that she had clearly warned him to stop interfering with the Dingles. The situation worsens when Lydia overhears their discussion and unexpectedly confronts him. 2. Cain finally confides in his family. Encouraged by Moira earlier, Cain gathers several relatives at the Dingle house to share an important update. With Sarah standing beside him for support, he reveals to Chas, Sam, Caleb and Belle that he has been diagnosed with prostate cancer and explains how serious his condition is. 3. Moira makes an emotional choice. Moira arranges for Kim to visit her in prison, leaving Kim curious enough to accept the invitation. During their meeting, Kim is stunned when Moira admits she has decided to sell her portion of the farm. Wanting to remove the stress from Cain's shoulders so he can focus on recovering, she is prepared to give up Butler's farm. Yet Kim grows suspicious about Moira's sudden decision. She wonders whether Moira might reveal the truth about Cain's illness, and it also raises the question of how Cain will react when he discovers the decision was made without his involvement. 4. The Dingle family learns the truth. Since Cain does not want to repeat the same difficult explanation several times, he asks his relatives to spread the news to the rest of the family, including Aaron, Charity, Lydia and Marlon. In an especially emotional moment, Cain also sits down with his young sons Kyle and Isaac to explain what is happening. 5. Sarah and Jacob reconcile. Now that Cain's situation is no longer a secret, Sarah and Jacob finally clear the air after their recent arguments. Once Jacob understands the reasons behind Sarah stealing the car and keeping Cain's situation hidden, the pair manage to put their disagreements behind them and repair their relationship. The description of the play explains. Chekhov's well-known story about love, creativity, relationships, and even attempted violence has been reimagined in a new version by Simon Stevens, specially written to be performed by a single actor. Both humorous and deeply emotional, Chekhov's exploration of human nature, including our ambitions, desires, and lingering regrets, is brought vividly to life in Vanya. This modern interpretation looks closely at the wide range of human feelings, using the powerful connection between performer and audience to examine the depths of the human mind. Before taking on the role of Caleb in Emmerdale, Ash previously appeared in Waterloo Road as deputy head teacher Chris Mead. He later joined the Emmerdale cast in 2022, portraying the long-lost son of Faith Dingle and the half-brother of Cain and Chaz. Recently, the ITV soap also broadcast a special episode centered on Cain, following the character's diagnosis with prostate cancer. During the episode, he eventually confided in Moira about his illness, with the production team collaborating closely with Prostate Cancer UK while developing the storyline. After the episode aired, the charity revealed that there had been a significant rise in traffic to their website, with many viewers visiting the page that allows people to check their personal risk. Emmerdale is broadcast on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available for streaming through ITVX.